Devotionals with Pastor Scott. Hello, time for another Couch Devotionals with Pastor Scott. Today we are in Exodus chapter 2, finishing up this chapter. We're going to be reading verses 11 through 25, and we're going to be talking about the topic of lament. So let's get started. Verse 11. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out to his people and saw their forced labor. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his kinfolk, and he looked this way and that, and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. When he went out the next day, he saw two Hebrews fighting, and he said to the one who was in the wrong, "Why do you strike your fellow Hebrew?" He answered, "Who made you a ruler and judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Then Moses was afraid and thought, "Surely the thing is known." But Pharaoh heard of it, and he sought to kill Moses. But Moses fled from Pharaoh, and he settled in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. The priest of Midian had 7 daughters. They came to draw water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. But some of the shepherds came and drove them away. Moses got up and came to their defense and watered their flock. When they returned to their father Reuel, he said, "How is it that you have come back so soon today?" They said, "An Egyptian helped us against the shepherds. He even drew water for us and watered the flock." He said to his daughters, "Where is he? Why did you leave the man? Invite him to break bread." Moses agreed to stay with the man, and he gave Moses his daughter Zipporah in marriage. She bore a son, and he named him Gershom, for he said, "I have been an alien, residing in a foreign land." After a long time the king of Egypt died. The Israelites groaned under their slavery and cried out. Out of the slavery their cry for help rose up to God, and God heard their groaning. And God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And God looked upon the Israelites, and God took notice of them. Today we're speaking about lament. And lament is something that we have grown used to, I think. There's many things to lament about today. Lament around the loss of what this year could have been, with everything that has been put before us, restrictions on this year, loss of what summer trips could have happened, or loss of what parties could have been held, loss of a lot of things has occurred. Of course, with COVID, we also see the loss of human life. We see this virus sweep through and is harming many, many, many people. And for those that are able to escape with their lives, they are certainly suffering within this. And there's lament there. There's also lament over the loss of income that could be occurring at this time. Maybe you're without work right now. Maybe you're trying to find a job after being laid off. What we are dealing with today, in many, many different ways, is lament. And lament is something that God hears, and that God is always trying to work with. We had heard in previous days, when we were reading through chapter 1, the Israelites were now enslaved under the Egyptians, and they were being forced to make bricks and build Pharaoh's kingdom. There was this laws against Hebrew male children, and that we should throw them in the river. And then Moses now, after seeing this unjust treatment of his kinfolk, has to flee because he has murdered someone. Moses is in this great season of lament, trying to figure out what is going on, as is the rest of Israel. And the good thing is that God hears these laments. God takes notice of them. So wherever you are today, dear viewer, I hope you know that God hears your lament and that God will stand by you within this. That has been Couch Devotionals with Pastor Scott. We will see you tomorrow. Couch Devotionals with Pastor Scott.